There's something many people experience after losing someone under unusual circumstances. They don't claim to have seen ghosts. They say something far stranger. They feel as if the deceased tried to reach out. These stories happened in different places at different times. They aren't connected, yet they share a disturbing pattern. After someone dies, something occurs that shouldn't. A teenage boy died suddenly after an accident at school. His family packed away his belongings, and his bedroom was left untouched, as if they were still waiting for him to come back. 2 weeks after the funeral, the mother found an envelope inside the mailbox. She didn't recognize it. Inside was a handwritten letter in her son's handwriting. The paper was neatly folded, with no water stains or obvious signs of tampering. What it said was deeply unsettling. It referenced details the family felt were impossibly personal and intimate. Private jokes, worries he had shared only with his mother. At first, they assumed someone else had written it. They checked security cameras. They spoke to neighbors. There was no evidence that anyone had entered the house or accessed the mailbox. Then, days later, another letter arrived. This one was even more disturbing. It didn't just respond to the first letter. It described details from his final moments at school that no one had ever shared. Who was nearby, the sounds in the classroom, even small incidents that only he had experienced that day. It even described what the letter claimed was the cause of the accident. An overlooked flaw in the building, an object out of place that triggered everything. The level of detail sent chills through the family. No one could understand how those details had appeared in the letter. It felt as if he had left behind a final record, a personal message meant only for them. If it wasn't him, who knew so much, and why choose that moment to reach out? A man had died weeks earlier in a car accident. The case was clear, certified, closed. His personal computer had been tucked away in a drawer. No one touched it. Until one night, his best friend received an email. The subject line read, "Are you still there?" The sender was the deceased's account. The message was short, just one line. There are things we forget far too quickly. They assumed the account had been hacked, but when they looked closer, something unsettling appeared. The password hadn't been changed. No other devices had accessed it. The login records appeared to trace back to his home network, even though the computer had never been used again. Days later, another email arrived, more personal this time. It referenced a private conversation from years before, something no one else knew. The family sought help from system experts. Nothing conclusive or suspicious was ever identified on the device. A week later, the final email arrived. "I didn't want you to think I left without saying goodbye." After that, the account went completely silent. Yet something changed in the family. The friend who received the emails later admitted he didn't read them right away. He left them open on the screen for minutes, too afraid to respond. Not because he feared a threat, but because it felt like, if he replied, someone might answer back. As days went by, several explanations were considered. Undetected remote access, pre-programmed scheduling, server timing errors. None could explain why the messages appeared to align with the moments they were opened. A woman had passed away after a brief illness. Her farewell had been quick, too quick. Her phone had been powered off and stored away. Weeks later, her partner received a voice notification. A new message from her, 12 seconds long. No words, just soft breathing, and at the end, a sharp thud, as if the phone had been set down on a table. The file had no clear timestamp. It didn't match any previous record. The most unsettling part, the background noise matched the interior of the house. The background sounded eerily similar to their home environment. The message couldn't be forwarded. It couldn't be copied, only played. After listening several times, it vanished. Over the following days, several possibilities arose. An accidentally saved file, a system glitch, a mislabeled recording from long ago. But no one could explain why it appeared that night, when her partner was alone, or why the sound matched a place she would never return to. None of these stories offer verifiable proof of anything supernatural. No evidence of the impossible. Just unsettling questions. Perhaps every explanation is human. Perhaps everything has a logical cause. But then there's one final question. If it wasn't contact from beyond, why did it happen at the exact moment someone was ready to listen? And if it was just coincidence, why do so many people experience the same thing after losing someone? Maybe the real mystery isn't whether the dead can reach out, but why, sometimes, the living need to believe they did.